Hey everybody, this is Lamelia and I am doing a very quick video because it is, sweltering hot here in New Jersey, and I don't want to just have my AC running, but wanted to come to you live with a message for you to pay attention. And like I titled this video, How the Richer Get Rich Using Debt. Now, what do I mean by that? It's not some fancy cliche that I came up with. I'm clearly going to show you and explain to you how the rich get richer using debt and why you need to do the same thing. And you don't need to be rich to do this. Okay, so where am I going to go from here? All right, so basically, what do I mean when I make that statement? Okay, what many consumers do not realize, and I'm clearly going to show you, I'm going to use the credit because I normally talk about credit on this channel, and although I'm going in a different direction with my message, I'm going to use credit for this example. The reason why the rich are able to use debt to get richer is because they know how to create money out of thin air. And a lot of people may say, oh, yeah, sure, that's why they get rich. But I'm clearly going to show you and explain to you how it's done and how you can do it too, and you don't even have to be rich. So how do they create money out of thin air? Whenever you are extended any type of credit, whether it's a credit card, an auto loan, a student loan, any type of financial instrument where somebody is saying, and that's why I said even you can do this, but are you willing to take the risk? Whereas you're saying, hey, approve me for a $2,000 credit card in exchange for me to pay you a monthly fee. And then along with that monthly fee, we all know what goes with that if you don't pay it off. It's the interest, it's the penalties, or what have you. That example right there is an example of how the rich are able to create money right out of thin air. Because in order for them to loan you money, I don't care if it's $100,000, they don't need to have the money. See, when you are being given a credit card, the financing company does not have to have $100 sitting in the bank or $500 sitting in the bank. It is not required. That's why I said, if you go beyond just trying to understand how to rebuild your credit and start to learn about how the monetary system works in this country, how economics works in this country, you will clearly see that it is much bigger. I apologize, a loud truck. It is much bigger than how do I raise my credit score. The same way when you try to apply for a student loan, whether it's a federal loan from the government or a private loan from a bank or some type of financing company, you sign on the dotted line, I need $60,000 in order for me to obtain this education. That financing company, the government does not have to have $60,000 sitting in the bank. And that goes with why the student loan crisis is as bad as it is today, because there is no money needed in order for me to issue a debt instrument to you. Because if you're the federal government, they know that they're going to get their money regardless, because we all know you can't default on a student loan, and if you do, you still got to pay it back. Because what's going to happen? They're going to either garnish your wages, they're going to take your tax refund. In some states, you will even get your license suspended. I believe I did a video on that. And so I say all that to say that is how that's how the rich gets richer, because with the money that they've loaned you, they now add interest and penalties or what have you. So they can loan out a debt instrument to you, and now you have to pay it. So let's think about the flip side. I know I've been saying that I want to teach people how to really leverage their credit to create cash flow for themselves. I am not teaching people how to get credit to buy a lot of consumer items. Many people who have came to me and who have rebuilt their credit, the first thing they want to do is they want to go out and get some type of laptop or iPhone or what have you. And those things do not create cash flow for you. They do not, they do not do it. I recently, I did a webinar some time back. If you want to see it, there's a webinar showing you how I was able to help a client of mine obtain business credit along with regular credit to put a down payment on her home. You can see the video. I'll put a link under this video. I'm doing a live now, so I got to go back and put the link. So if you're watching it live and like, okay, where's the link? It's not there because I'm doing this live. But I say all that to say, when you are issued a credit card and you pay the interest or whatever the penalties, that's money in the bank for the bank, who is the rich. Because remember, they don't have to have the money to issue you a card, but you got to have the money to pay it back. And that's why you can't get richer, because they're able to create money out of thin air by issuing you a credit card. And then you, on the other hand, have to pay those debt obligations, whether it's a credit card, a auto loan, a student loan payment. At the end of the day, you have to use money to be able to pay it back. So I also said to you, now how could you do it? Now, of course, the way you could do it is now become the lender yourself. You can lend money to people and people pay you back. But I will tell you that most lay people who don't understand the game will find that very risky. So don't just take what I've just said as fluff and say, I'm going to go around just lending people money. You don't understand how it's done. Of course, there's state regulation, regulations that you have to deal with. Of course, there's some things in the Dodd-Frank or what have you. But you yourself can become the lender. But I am going to give you an example of, because I said I'm not going to stay that long on this video. I am going to give you an example of how I have created money out of thin air. Now, there are some people who will watch my video and they will just watch it. And there are other people who will watch my video and they will take action, buy books of mine, buy software that I provide, along with even going to provide services. Now, that's an example of money being created out of thin air. But I know many of you all may say, well, Lorraine, I'm not in business. I'm not a business person. What can a person like me who doesn't want to become a full-time business owner or entrepreneur, but would like to also take action to be able to create money out of thin air? Now, one thing that I am teaching people in my credit to cash flow program is how to obtain real estate, or should I say control real estate, using none of your own money. And so the one thing about me, I'm never going to teach you what I'm not doing. So I am currently pursuing things in real estate. I did videos before showing you past checks that I have gotten 10 years ago when I was doing this. And I say all this to say, after I make a stop where I'm at now, this right here, this envelope is a envelope. And I don't want to put the address of the person, but this is an envelope of a contract that I'm going to be delivering to a homeowner who I had a conversation with last week, asked them were they interested in selling their home. They were. I'm giving them an offer in the mail now. And if everything goes as planned, I will move forward and I will control this transaction and resell it to someone else and get a paycheck along with it. Right then and there, I've created money out of thin air. This does not require the money that I've spent is really not, it's really pennies. Envelopes, I don't even have to put a stamp because I'm going to hand deliver it, but it's envelopes and little labels, which is small money. And so this is an example of creating money out of thin air. I just want you to, and I know I am like broadly talking about this topic on a surface level, but this is example. This is a real example. So I'm not someone here on YouTube just telling you a lot of things and have not did it. And that's why I said you have to become a student of this information. You no longer have to just know how can I rebuild my credit? See, those are low level conversations. This is not to insult anybody who is on that journey. But I feel like there's so much information out there that whether you decide to listen to me or the other gazillion people on YouTube, at the end of the day, you can get results. So now it's time to up level the conversations. And these are the up level conversations that I'm talking about. How to now use some of that credit that you have and now create cash flow for yourself. This is an example of creating cash flow. This contract is going to turn into money. And if you don't believe me, stay tuned. I will be giving you an update. So once again, I'm going to get out of this car because my car is saying 94 and we're supposed to reach 100 today in New Jersey. But I will say this, if you enjoyed my message, if you enjoyed hearing me sharing with you how to basically remove the financial shackles off of yourself. I think I was looking today on my channel, I have over 600 videos on my channel. I'm not sure if they're all free, but I know a good 400 are, and it may be even higher. And I want you to dig into some of this information. If this video has been helpful to you, please like it, share it, give it a thumbs up. I'd never take for granted the engagement that I get. I never take for granted the emails that I get from people that I have helped. I understand my message is not for everyone. And for those that my message is for, I want to salute you. And I look forward to sharing more information with you. This is Lorelia. I am signing off. I will put that link under below, but I cannot stress enough, especially if you are a man or woman of color, understand how this economy is working, because major changes are going to happen and it's going to affect you, my sister of color, my brother of color, as well as everybody else. But real talk. So once again, this is Lorelia. I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Bye bye.